Kawai Lehua is a compulsory hula in my halau, so all my Haumanas are required to study this. Kawai, the water. Lehua refers to the Lehua flower. To understand Lehua, we have to go back again to the origin of the myth of Lehua. And the myth of Lehua is connected to the story of the ohia tree and the flower that it bears, which is the Lehua. The name of the song is Ka Lehua Emilia. And in this video, I told the story about the myth of Ohia and Lehua. Once there was a couple, Ohia and Lehua. This song tells about a Lehua being caressed. And who caressed this Lehua? Of course, her lover, Ohia. Ohia was a handsome warrior and he pledged his love to Lehua. But the goddess Pele was so infatuated to Ohia that she asked him to marry her. But Ohia rejected her proposal because Ohia's love for Lehua was profound. Pele was angry. She chastised the couple. Her anger erupted lavas of fire that oozed towards the couple. Ohia lifted Lehua above the glowing lava. It reached his feet and began to cover them. He lifted Lehua higher and higher. Ohia cried in pain. He prayed to the spirits of the forest to save them, but they have no power to stop Pele. To save the couple, the spirit of the forest transforms Ohia into a tree, which is now the Ohia tree, and Lehua becomes the Lehua blossoms. So that's the story about this legend, and this was expressed in the song Ka Lehua Emilia. So Ka Lehua means the Lehua, the blossom, the flower. Emilia, that is being caressed. And so who caressed that flower? The one who was caressing this was Ohia. And so in this story, we can see the mystical imagery, the mystical component in the legend, that the Lehua flower and the Ohia was blessed by the gods and the goddesses. Okay, so there is a powerful image on the Lehua. And so now, when we go back to the song Kawai Lehua, we could always say Kawai Ola, the water of life. In this mele of Kumuhiwet, he refers to the water of life as Kawai Lehua to be able to explain to us the power of the water as something that is a gift. Just like
the water makes everything grow, makes everything breathe. But for us too, the people, we have to drink good, clean water. That water comes from the sky, nowhere else. The water falls down to our aina, to our land. It goes into that water system, down into beneath the island, into the earth. We pump it up, we drink it. Wow, we're so lucky in Hawaii. Our water is so cool and sweet tasting and so fresh.
Kawai Lehua, this tells something about the power of the water. Water as the water of life.
Water is life. Without water, there's no life.
This song, Kawai Lehua, Aalakaw Honua, tells something about water as a nurturing component to bring about life. This is actually a song of procreation. It's not a song of creation like a song that tells something about the creation of the universe. This one tells something about how life begins. And so here it is telling that life begins when the rain falls. Life begins when the water started to nurture life. Okay, so now this tells something about the beginning of life when the rain falls. That's why in the beginning of the song, it's better to pay attention to the beginning of the song. Because in the beginning of the song, it says, Keihola kaua. It's as the rain falls. Keihola means falling. Kaua, ua is the rain. So, kahiola kaua, when the rain falls. Aliha na lehua. Hali-hali na lehua. Hali-hali means it bears. As the rain falls, it bears. Kalihali na lehua, it bears the lehua blossom from above, O Luna. So now let's listen to the meaning of the first stanza. Kaiho la kaua, when the rain falls. This is the symbol of the rain. Lehua. So now when I'm doing this, I am showing how the lehua grows from above to the lowland. Okay, that's why I'm doing it like this. Kaiho la kaua. Hali-hali na lehua. It bears the lehua blossom from above. So I am telling that life, the rain, the gods blesses life and brings about the nurturing of life from above, from the mountains to the lowland. That's what's the meaning of this hand movement. Now another meaning to this is that we understand also this meaning with what the many Hawaiians believe, that life begins when the rain falls, especially in inhospitable circumstances, such as when the volcano erupted and lava flows. The first thing that grows into the ground is the lehua, the uhuia blossom. But it will not grow unless it rains. So the rains nurtures the growth of the ohia tree in order for the lehua blossoms to grow. We owe so much to water because the water feeds us, the water nurtures us. Without water, there is no possibility of life. It means that this water comes as a blessing from above, from God. Another meaning, especially to the halau, is that we compare what was happening to the halau to the growing of the ohia tree. So, simply because our halau started from nothing, unlike other halau, they came from another kumu. Kumu is a tree, but we didn't came from anywhere. Okay, so we sprouted from zero. So just like the ohia, the young ohia, it grows from nothing, from a barren land, from a lava, and then through the blessings of the rains, it is nurtured and the seed grows and becomes ohia tree. Likewise, in the story of our halau, we owe very much to the calling to us and the blessings of God for our growth. I did not intend to establish a halau, and it started only when followers urged me to teach them. But then it's not just simply doing this at my will, because I need to be studying a lot, and I need to also listen to some of the teachings, even of other kumus. But I do not want to mention this. I do not want to mention any kumu name from now on. Before, I was trying to be giving them the credits, but I think it was not appreciated, and sometimes I am getting misunderstood. So it's better not to mention any kumu. Um, what I'm doing now is simply just to acknowledge learnings that I've received, like these teachings from Kumu Frank Hewitt. That's why I'd like to get the meaning, the intention that he plays into this mele, which has influenced my halau, especially when my halau started to adopt this name. It means that the halau started from nothing, and we rely more into the blessings of God, and at the same time into our aloha, especially the humility in this aloha, so that we are able to listen to the teachings of other kumu and be able to contribute into this halau. Likewise, in this humility of listening, it also includes even encouraging my haumana also to learn more and share it with each other. Now we go now to the second verse. The second verse says that Helelei pua ikekai. Helelei means it's like it drives, or it carries down. The pua means the flower. Ikikai, it carries down the flower, the blossoms, down towards the sea. But what is the process of going down through the seas? As the Kumu Yuet explains, that he observes that when it rains, the petals of the Lehua goes with it too. And so this depicts how the petals journey from the rain going down the streams until it reached the seas. And in his explanations, he also compared this to how the water um, from the skies travels towards the sea, and this also gives importance into taking care of our water systems. And later on, I'll show you the video where he spoke something about this. And then on the second verse, it is also says hulalei, hulalei I na lehua ikamuana. This one. Helelei pua ikikai, the blossoms fall into the sea. Hulalei na lehua ikamuana, and dance playfully upon the waters of the ocean. First we do the pua sign, the flower. Helelei pua. Then the hand movements showing the helelei. Helelei means the traveling, the blossoms falling down into the sea. So this is the movement of the sea. And dance playfully upon the waters of the ocean. Hulalei, so hulalei na lehua ikamuana. And dance playfully upon the waters of the ocean. the flower first, helelei pua, and falls towards the sea, and dance playfully into the waters of the ocean. Now the meaning of this song. To Kumu Yuet, he was just simply saying the cycle of the water. The water that comes from the heaven goes towards the sea. And there is a need, he was saying that there is a need to keep the water system clean. A singer named John Cruz reinterpreted this, and for him, the mele tells something about procreation, which is a good interpretation because the song itself is about procreation, how the waters of life starts to create life. But then, if we begin to think of it, all living beings are waters. We are composed of water. And he was also explaining here how that blossom, the blossom is actually the human being. In a sense, the human fetus inside. So the womb itself is the sea. And then inside that sea, there's life that is playing within the waters of life, which is inside the womb. Okay. Now, in my halaw, it is also, it's like a figurative speech. When we look into the blossoms falling into the sea, it looks to us, ourselves, being the blossoms. That we are journeying. We journey and we fall into the sea. The sea is actually our life experiences. As we dance carefully into these life experiences, we are drawn into a bigger water. And what is the ocean? Ocean is the ocean of life. Ocean is, let's say, society, a bigger society. So, in the singer John Cruz, he was saying that this life is being brought into a bigger world. So, a dance playfully upon the waters of the ocean is like giving birth and presenting life. Okay, so this is a smaller world and to a bigger world. So that's the meaning. So it's still, the meaning is about procreation. Now the next verse is Hekupala kaua ikekai. So kupa means the acquaintance. Okay, so which is acquainted, kaua and the kai. So when it rains, it goes towards the sea. Ikikai, it goes towards the sea. And the two are acquainted already. It's because the rain and the sea are one. According to Kumu Yuet, he presented this in such a way that the cycle is complete once it rains, it goes to the sea, and then it again absorbed into the air by the process of evaporation, right? And then it brings back to us. If we take care of the water coming from the heavens, if we take care our environment, what is in the environment is also washed towards the sea, right? So if we take care of these streams of water, then we will have a good sea. And the sea is a resource of a vast source of food, fish and other. Also, of course, when it rains too, it also feeds to our plants, right? Plants that nourishes us. If there is pollution, so what else to nourish us? So we need to take care of this. And so it was saying that whatever comes from above goes towards the sea and goes back again to the heavens. We have heard now that sometimes if there's so much acid in the air, then there could be acid rain. And acid comes from where? Pollution, right? So there is a need, there is a call here to take care of our environment. So this is what Kumuyuwet would like to give us a message. And the rain is acquainted towards the sea, and it returns to the sea. And the rain is acquainted to the sea as the waters return to the sea.
About how we have to take care of the things we have. Like the rain, our culture is so important. Our music, our dance, our language, our poetry, and most of all, our aloha. You know, it says, He kupalaka ua I ke kai, ke ho'iho e aloha mai. How important that water is. It falls from the sky back to the earth. And we have to love and take care of it. Without that, there is no life, right? He kupalaka ua I ke kai. When it comes back, ke ho'iho e aloha mai. Take care of it. How long is it going to be here? The world is changing so very quickly. So that was the reason why I wrote that song.
And this song ends with this. This is my tribute to you. So the mele, hemele nowe is you. To you, kulani. So you point to the heaven. And then do the lehua rain. The lehua, kawai lehua, aala ka honua. Aala, the fragrance that awakens or renew the earth. Because honua also refers to the earth. Kawai lehua, aala ka honua. In the translation, it says, the lehua rain that awakens. Awakens what? Awakens our senses, awakens our mind. So to bring about, to be more conscious on the role of the lehua rain, on the role of the water of life, so that we take care of this rain, the water system, the seas, and so that we have a good rain pouring on us, so that all life is sustained. So let's do this again. The last song, the last stanza. Kulani. The lehua rain. Aalaka honua. Kawai lehua. Aalaka honua. So that's the meaning of this mele. So I hope you enjoyed this, and then also I hope that my students, my homana, learns a lot about this.